So Sam, Graham, thanks for joining me today for a bit of a chat. One of the things that we're really appreciative of during the coronavirus crisis is the amount of support that we've had from the Special Constabulary, and I know that during lockdown, volunteer special constables have done well over 6,000 hours of voluntary duty, which is about the same as 150 weeks worth of policing, and you've been actively involved in that, so an enormous thank you from me on behalf of the communities of Surrey. Sam, I know your day job is in the Cabinet Office, so it's been different times for you, and Graham, I understand you're furloughed from working in events management. So Graham, how's life been for you and the family during Covid-19?
It's been very different, sort of going from a very busy industry, and we were just starting to get to the point of the year where it was going to be pretty full on, to then almost within a week having zero business, zero income coming into the business. Seeing the management of the business getting very concerned about what to do. The furlough scheme's hopefully going to help the business, but it has been very strange not having to do my day job. Being able to do this has really helped, because it's kind of, I can at least get out and still do something, feel like I'm doing something, and keeping myself busy and not climbing the walls.
Well, I'm pleased to hear it's helped you as well. It certainly helped us. So we got the drone here. You're a trained drone operator. How have these been used during Covid-19 to help keep communities safe?
With a number of specials now being furloughed, we offered our service of being a sort of a permanent resource. So we're now offering a daily double crewed car that can respond to whether it be COVID-related incidents, but we've also found the force itself has used us more in looking for high-risk missing people and things like that, because we seem to just be able to be there and help out when we can now, whereas before we would only be in sort of as and when, evenings and weekends when we could.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a massive boost for us to have this sort of quick response capability for high-risk missing people, and I know there's been coverage in the press about police spying on crowds during coronavirus with drones. That's absolutely not what we've been doing. But this little one here with a speaker on to give safety messages, I think has been a really important addition, and it's been helpful to us. So, I mean, a huge thanks for what you've been doing. And Sam, how about you then? How's Covid-19 affected your daily life?
It's changed it quite a lot. My day job in central government, we've gone from working sort of full-time to 1 week on, 1 week off. So in my week off, I've been doing sort of a mix of doing the drone response work and doing MPT response work full-time.
So your neighbourhood policing team over at Moor Valley?
Yes.
You got Box Hill beauty spot there. What's policing that been like?
It's quite a rural area. We've got a lot of beauty spot car parks. Box Hill's been quite an area of concern for local residents. It's been closed throughout. We've had sort of concerns from residents where people have, in some instances, there's been some bad parking and some tension there.
Yeah, sure. And now that there's been a change to the regulations, and of course, people are free now to take exercise in these parks and open spaces in a way that they haven't been over recent weeks. Having policed those areas, what advice would you have for people across Surrey that are venturing out?
I think just continue to make sure that you're sensible when you're around other members of the public. Just keep your distance and try and be courteous to each other.
I mean, the way I've been thinking about this over the last 24 hours with the regulation changes is that we're almost back to policing how we used to. We are reliant on support from communities, and we do need people to take that responsibility to do the sensible thing, keep apart from each other, so we can stop this virus continuing to spread. Are there any questions that you got from me about how life's been different in Surrey Police?
Yeah, so one of the priorities just before COVID kicked in was increasing the police officer numbers across the UK, and I know that was well in tow. You had quite a lot of number of officers in training school. Has that been affected adversely by what's been going on?
No, one of the things that we decided right at the start of the major incident was that we would stop non-essential training but keep all of our recruit training going. So it's really been good to hear that commitment for the increase in resources is still there, both from the Police and Crime Commissioner and from the Home Office. The ambition for the increase remains, and we've been recruiting at a pace, and as you might be able to hear now in the background there, we've still got some essential taser training going on. So now's a good time to join policing if somebody's interested. I did an induction day via Zoom a couple of days ago for some new colleagues that are joining us on the Police Now scheme, and they'll be joining us in a couple of months' time, but dialed in on video conferencing to sort of meet the training team, meet their shooters and have a chat with me. So it's been good that we've been able to use the technology to keep things going.
How have you found it personally for you with the response to COVID, and are you looking forward to it going back to normal?
There are some things that I'm looking forward to going back to normal, and others that I'm not. We've been really lucky in that, you know, I can keep coming to work every day, which is not what a lot of people have had. So to a certain extent, things have still been normal for me from a sort of day-to-day work life. And of course, the county's been very peaceful and tranquil, and it's been lovely to see that. So I'm not looking forward to the traffic when that gets back to normal. I've been well looked after at home. My son got back from uni just a couple of days before lockdown. He's currently got exams online at the moment, so he's been keeping busy with that. I think the biggest professional challenge is one that I've not had anything like it in all of my policing career. Is just the sort of major incident response. You know, we're used to dealing with flooding. The planning for the Olympics was pretty immense, but I've not experienced anything like this before. Just the scale and duration of it has been really testing and challenging. I mean, professionally very interesting, but of course it's been a really difficult time for lots of families across Surrey, haven't they? And lots have faced bereavement, and in the major incident response we've been dealing with the consequences of all of that. So that's been a big thing to deal with, but one that you know, I think lots of people have risen to the challenge, and I've just been proud to have been just a small part of that. We're just really lucky to have you both supporting policing here in Surrey. So I mean, an enormous thank you for me for everything that you've done and continue to do. We really do appreciate it.